YouTube, Davy VTV, Davy V with you. We're going to do a little walk and talk. It's been a while since I did a walk and talk. We're technically in Rochester, New York. This is Elmwood Avenue right here. And for those of you, just had a fan reach out from England. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I started many years ago on cable access TV. 10 years, literally 10 years before YouTube in 1994. And I couldn't imagine then. It was a local cable access station here. Shout out to RCTV Channel 15 in Rochester, New York. I could not imagine that 10 years later, YouTube would be around. And even though there's a lot of flaws and a lot of politics and a lot of stuff I won't get into, the fact that my little videos and my small channel, small platform, right, can be and are being viewed by folks all around the world. Shout out to you, my friend in England. Thank you. This is, a lot of you may recognize it. This is the old Rochester, New York State Hospital, also known as the Abandoned Asylum. And actually, it's known as the Terrence Building, is the name that's on it, or what remains of the sign. Excuse me if the camera shakes a little bit, the phone. It's a cold day here, but a beautiful day. Actually, it's not too bad. And the sun is out somewhat. Beautiful day here in Rochester, New York. So we're going to walk this way a little bit. And we're about to be crossing over into Brighton, New York. For those of you not familiar with the area, Rochester, New York is basically on the shores of Lake Ontario. We're about 7 hours from New York City. And we're pretty much smack in the middle of Buffalo, New York and Syracuse, New York. And then Brighton, New York is a suburb of Rochester, New York. Small town. There's the... let me see if I can zoom in. That's what's left of the sign on the front there. Let me see here. Not sure if you can see. Yeah, you're going to be able to see it. See that? It used to read Terrence Building. But as you can see, half the sign fell off over time. A lot of haters and ignorant people that comment, you know, usually it's the ones with 0 or 1 or 2 subscribers, right? Who sure know how to criticize other people that make content, but they are not able, obviously, or not creative or not able to make content themselves. But I've taken a lot of flack over the years because I said this is a beautiful building. I'm a big horror movie fan, big Stephen King fan. And I always, just horror movies in general. And although I've never been a super huge fan of the whole Halloween movies, I'm old school, so I like the first version of any movie, right? Usually. Like the first Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. What was it, 1978, I believe? That was a classic. But when they start remaking them, and it's obvious that it's just a money grab, I'm not really a fan of that. But I always thought that, imagine this building being not only an abandoned state hospital, right? Abandoned asylum. But imagine this being where Michael Myers comes back to life, right? And the movie starts here. So when I say it's a beautiful building, everybody always says a lot of stuff happened in there. And it's true. A lot of abuse went on in here. The building was built, I believe, in 1959. You can look it up. There's a Wikipedia page on it. And, of course, a lot of abuse. If you know, you know that back then they basically abused mentally ill people. They subjected them to electroshock and all kind of really disturbing treatments. You know what I mean? But when I said, that's the thing about YouTube. It's like, this is my channel. This is my platform. If you don't like it, get the fuck off. Don't come back. When I say it's a beautiful building, I stand by that. I like abandoned buildings, and I like buildings that hold a lot of history. Yes, some of that history is bad. We know that. That doesn't mean that I can't say that it's a beautiful building. Anyways, fuck the haters. But we're going to continue walking here. Sorry about that long rant. But if you know Davy V, then you know that that's what you'll get on this channel. And again, with all respect, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Thank you for visiting. You know, don't let the door hit you. There's the abandoned asylum again. Let's zoom in here. Woo, that was a nice zoom. Terrence Building. Let's zoom back out again. Boom, I love that. All right, so let's keep walking. I want to talk a little bit about a news story here in the Rochester, New York area, specifically in a town called Irondequoit, New York, which again is another town outside of Rochester, New York, basically another Rochester, New York suburb, where a trigger-happy, coward Irondequoit, New York cop executed a family dog. And you can check the other videos. I'm not going to go into all the details. If you already know about the case, then you know. And if you don't, it'll be the perfect opportunity for you to search my other videos that I just posted recently about the incident. But I want to talk about something. So basically, I'll hit on a few points real quick. Basically, as soon as the coward, trigger-happy, Irondequoit, New York cop arrives on the scene, you can just tell that he wants to kill something. And this is true about a lot of police officers. They don't shoot because they feel they really need to shoot. A lot of times, in fact, too often, they shoot because they want to shoot. And another thing that I'm going to be making a video about soon, specifically about this point that I'm going to say now, is that the trigger-happy coward cop seems to be the only one. He got there, he basically got there, you can see him exiting his vehicle, and he seems to be the only one that is kind of like on a mission. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, he came there to kill. And like I said in my other videos, and I'll say it again, that individual, that cop, is a problem. That cop is a danger to the community. That cop has violent tendencies. Take a look at the video. Out of all the other police officers around, none of them seem so disturbed, so focused, and so hell-bent intent on doing damage. And damage he did. That's exactly what he did. He shot this dog 7 times. 7 times. 7 rounds, which is absolute overkill. So I just wanted to make that point. Excuse me. We're going to wrap up this little walk and talk in a couple minutes here. So just so you can see, again, this is Rochester, New York, but it's basically right on the line, or we're right on the line of Brighton, New York. And you will see the sign now when you enter Brighton, New York. But yeah, just very disturbing. If you follow Davy V TV, if you follow my videos for a while, for years, I have made countless videos on police executing dogs. I'm just, you know what I mean, very critical of some police officers that frankly should not be police officers. But of course, they are protected. They are protected by the police unions, right? They are protected by all these bargaining agreements and collective, what do you call it? I'm not a lawyer, but you know what I mean. All these, basically, they're shielded and protected. And many times, we've seen it across the country, you have a police officer that kills an innocent person, and what happens? They're either fired, they resign, they're slapped on the wrist, and then they literally get hired halfway around the country to another police department that doesn't give 2 fucks about that cop's history. And that's a problem. But listen, we're just past the 10-minute mark, and no disrespect to anyone, but one of the things I don't like about YouTube, and I never have, is how short the attention span is of a lot of folks. And again, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it's really disturbing, and I call it the dumbing down of America, where the average viewer only watches like 20 or 30% of a video. And that's really disturbing. So if you made it this far, if you stuck around to hear my rant, to accompany me on this little bit of a walk and talk, I thank you. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to my friend in England, my new friend. And thank you also to everyone else around the world who happens to stumble or hear about the channel or hear about Davy V. Or I really, really appreciate you. Maybe I don't say it enough, so I'm saying it now. And yeah, beautiful day. The sun is out. All right, let me stop yapping. It's a weekend, Saturday. So if you're seeing this today, please have a great weekend. Get out and do something fun. Even if it's cold where you are, at least get out and walk like I'm doing. It's a little too snowy, the sidewalks and stuff, to bring my bike out. But thank you again for watching. And yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. As always, thank you for watching Davy V TV.